Who's ready for a dog walk? Who's ready for a dog walk this morning? Who's ready for a dog walk? Who's ready for a dog walk this morning? Is Lucy ready for a dog walk? Is Lucy ready? Is Lucy ready? Is Lucy ready? Lucy ready for a dog walk? Is Lucy ready for a dog walk? Hi YouTube! Come join me as I take Lucy and Barkley on their morning walk and we explore a little bit more about Hidden Pond Place. We have a purple martin house. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any purple martins in it this year, but I'm going to have to take it down and clean it out and take a look inside and see if it needs cleaning and stuff. And hopefully next year we'll have some purple martins that come and visit us. This is one side of our big upper barn, and it's got the stalls and things on this side right here, and there's a part of a fence that is left over here next to it. And then here we have one of our bigger walnut trees. We got two that I know about that are on the property, and this one actually is the bigger of the two trees, but the nuts on it are actually a little bit smaller than on the other walnut tree. And Lucy's just pulling me along here, aren't you, Lucy? But you could see, I think, because it's still early morning, you can see we do have some pretty decent sized walnuts on this tree, and there's going to be quite a few of them. So we'll be looking to process those nuts and be making some things out of those nuts later on. Here is the view of the fence row that's on the far east side of the property, and it does go back into the woods back there some. Can't walk back there because it's very thick right now, and then if you look back across, you could see the upper barn as well from this view. So we'll be walking back down towards that. On our morning dog walk, what we do is we make the rounds completely around the whole 8-acre perimeter, and that's what I'm doing with y'all today. Walking back towards the upper barn, to my right and on the wood line here, we have a lot of these, and I believe these are sumac that are coming up. At first I thought they were baby walnut trees, and I got all excited about it, but I've talked to some people, and these I believe are sumac trees and or bushes. You know, and I know the definition of the bush is if it's got multiple branches coming up from the trunk, and the best I can tell, these are trees. And I've done just minimum research, but there are some uses I understand for these, for the leaves and things. You can make spices out of that. I've got to do some further research on that, try to find out a little bit about them. But I'm just not going to cut them down quite yet. The wood line here that's on this side is nice. Of course, we got a lot of pines up here, and it does go back there a little bit, back into the woods. So walking towards the upper barn at this point. And we won't be going in the barns this morning. This morning's walk, the subject for another video itself, to explore inside the barn. There's a lot of junk left in there. But we're just kind of doing our normal morning dog walk, and just thought I'd show everybody, kind of give an overview of the property. And I was like this area. So this is coming down into the lower barnyard, what I call, and then the lower barn down here. And if you'll remember, or if you had seen my earlier video, I did a demonstration on how to do a composting bin, and that's over in this area. There's the lower barn, and it's, you know, it's leaning pretty bad to one side. It'll be some time before I can get to working on it. Inside of it, there's an old tool bench and a lot of old pieces of metal that I need to go through as well. Also, to the right over here, there's a pretty big area of scraps, along with some old tires and things that are not so useful. There is quite a bit of old metal and some old axles and things over there, so I'm gonna have to dig through all of that as well. But that's okay, that's fine. I looked at some point, once we're done with the RV and camping it, we'll actually put the RV down here somewhere. Probably won't have power to it right off the bat, but that's where we'll put it. So now we'll head up, we'll turn here, and there's where the compost area is. Actually, I've got two different compost areas now. I got one I keep cardboard and things like that in. And then I have the compost bin, which I have improved a little bit, and I'm going to go over that in another video. But I had to do a few improvements to keep our friends, the pack rats and the raccoons and probably skunks out of it, as well as any wild dogs that are in the area. So now we're headed back up towards the house. This is the other walnut tree that I know about, and this one actually is a smaller tree, but the walnuts on it are actually much larger. So really looking forward to this tree and what it's going to produce for us this year. It's nice to have basically a little instant crop as soon as you actually move into a place. So now walking back up towards the house. Of course, there's the RV that we're actually still staying in, and there's the shop, and of course there's the little shed that's behind the house, and then there's coop number 1 that we're here immediately to our right. And if we walk down in back of the place here, letting Lucy lead the way, we have coop number 2. Now all these coops need attention and need cleaning out. You know, they're all projects to be worked on that we will get to. Now we're coming up, and we're going on to the west side of the property now. And one part I really like is these pines here that are all neatly planted in a row here, and I really enjoy walking through this area. Lead this on, Lucy. Especially this time of day, sun's just coming up. Still very, very cool, very nice, very pleasant through here. Just walking through the pines, very pleasant. There's actually another building that's back through the woods here. That's an old wood shop. Or actually wood is stored in it, not a wood shop, but it's wood stored in it, and I'll show it in another video. It's another place that needs a lot of attention, of course. So So here we go towards the west side. So looking west, this is the far west end of the property, and there's actually a little road here that's a little dirt road that's called 8 Wells, and we actually have half of it. And then it just kind of comes back here, and there's actually an old trailer that the left side of the road is not ours. They're actually working on an old trailer back there, but this road just goes on back to a property that's actually leased by a hunting club, and it's pretty back there. There's a very pretty view back there, so we walk back there every morning, and we'll do that today, and I'll give you all the view from there. So walking back towards the very back of the place, and so this is in the extreme northwest corner of the property here, and the right side is ours, the left side is not. They're actually working on cleaning that up right now. A gentleman has been back there assisting with removal of an old trailer. And as I said, this borders to a hunt club. So this is actually leased, and it's actually part of this, I believe, is national forest land, and this is actually a different county back here, and it's leased to a hunt club back there. But it's a very, very pretty view from here, and you get a view, and you can't really see quite yet, it's kind of early, but there's a pretty good view of the mountains back there as well. And they're not big mountains, but they are mountains. Lucy, are you enjoying taking everyone for a dog walk today? Are you enjoying taking people along on your morning walk with them? I'm so glad you're doing this. We really appreciate what you're doing, Lucy. And Barkley too. Barkley, we appreciate what you're doing as well. We sure do. Okay, so coming back, walking from west to east, this is our way back on our final leg of our little journey on our dog walk here. This is we usually do this walk in the morning and then in the evening. Both are nice times of day to get out of the heat. I really like coming back this way too, and got the big pines, the big loblollies here, and get a view of the house. And on the right side of the road, there's actually another barn down there that originally did belong to the property, and the pasture down there is all usable pasture. And in fact, the lady that we bought the place from, the estate, said that if we did have some farm animals and we wanted to use that for a grazing pasture, we would be allowed to do that. So we may do that. Right now we have plenty with what we got with our little 8 acres and the parts that are already cleared, but you know, maybe sometime in the future. Right now we don't have any animals except for my two babies, Lucy and Mr. Barkley over here. So we're slowly just coming around to getting things ready for ourselves, and then we'll worry about getting some farm animals at a later time. Well, I just wanted to thank everyone for watching this video, and I really do appreciate it. If you do like the video, please please give me a like or a subscribe, and share it with your friends, any friends that might be interested in homestead type things. We're going to be posting some things and our adventures as we go along. Like I had said in our title, consider this an odyssey. And nothing is as sweet as my sweet princess making me a wonderful breakfast after I've come back from a dog walk and got the dogs fed. Thank you so much, Tina. I sure do appreciate the breakfast.
You're welcome. If only I could open this door of money.
Well, more to come later. I've got tests to attend to.